Yeah, of course I forgot the mic as usual. What's up, Constantine? All right, let's do that again real quick. Yes, I know my green screen was all kind of messed up, but I'm going to try to fix that. But I already did fix it. But we're going to not run the intro again because that would just be too much, especially because we only got about 2 minutes here till the bell. Sorry about that. I was saying that hopefully my green screen stays up today because it's got legs to keep it from being tipped over, but I don't think it's meant to withstand a toddler pushing it. So we shall see what happens with that. Thank you for the sound check there. That was kind of my fault. What a morning. What a morning. How's everybody doing? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. I guess I should have. Let's see if can I share this on Twitter? Yeah, I guess I can. Let's see. Hopefully that worked. Just leave it there. Alrighty. Let's see what the scanner gives us. I'm not really watching anything. Let's see what some of the guys in the room are watching. One's watching Nike. It's a little expensive for us. Probably stay away from that. Let's see. PM. That's right at the top of our range. Man, that what's the float on this thing? 1.5 million or 1.5 billion. That's an interesting one. Range on that is pretty crazy. I'm assuming that's on earnings. MO. That's a little bit more in our range. We can keep that up. It's got some volume. We'll put PM. Let's put PM over here because we tend to look at these two a little bit more. So we'll put MO down the bottom. And TDOC is the last one I see in here. I just literally rolled through GDT's watch list. This one's a little bit lower on volume, so we'll probably pass on that one. And we'll kind of see what the scanner gives us here in 10 seconds. If you guys have any questions, as long as I'm not in trade, feel free to ask. I will ask or answer as best as I can. And let's go from there. There's the bell. Let's do it. Here on this channel, we're here to attract the 10%. We're not like the other channels that go live looking to attract the 90% for views and numbers. We're here to learn how to make money in the market. That's what we're about. So sorry if it seems boring at times, but I guess it's only as boring as you make it. All right, so almost $80 stock. I only get 375 shares buying power. Just kind of watching this. Somebody called out MDCO. Okay, I see it over there on the scanner now. I don't have shares. Already getting the sun treatment. It looks like it would have been a nice one too. Nice little 50 pop there. Could have been a good entry. Looking for 50-50 to add. Telling Kev Ball, the one who had mentioned that, I was asking him, he uses the same platform I do, the same broker, and I was curious to why he alerted it because I didn't have shares, and he was like, nope, just letting everybody know. So that was very nice of him. There goes 50-50. We'd be looking for a pop there to get an add. Really nothing else moving. So I guess let's pull it. I'm not liking MO. Let's get rid of that. Look at GME. No shares there. That's a very iffy stock with shares. Sometimes we have them, sometimes we don't. Looks like we got the 50-50 reject. Damn, that thing's spready. Look at that thing. 50-cent spread. Not a big fan of that. Where's GME? Yeah, GME's popping. Range on GME is never that good anyway, but never hurts to take a look. I know glue is like way down on the daily, so that's probably just a bounce play. It's not screaming, but Yeah, for anybody that's in here, you will see on the 1st of October, you'll see a bit of a change. I'll be on CMEG still, but I'm actually changing from DOS to the Sterling platform. There's a guy in TMISW who's with CMEG on Sterling, and a lot of these plays like MDCO, I don't have shares, and then he'll turn around and say he's had shares, and it's been happening for about 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm kind of just fed up with it. If DOS doesn't want to up their game as far as where they're getting, and there we go. Look at that pop through 50. Be looking to get an ad there somewhere in the 70 range because it looks like it's stalling. You'd be looking for another ad over 51. Yeah, an opportunity to get out, obviously, on that 50 pop. You were hopefully in there around like 50-30, 50-20. And look at this. Nice drop down. Boom. Be looking to take some profit there. Really nothing else moving. I know we can't play EMPH. I'm not even going to pull it up. Getting tired of not being able to play that one. And yep, there's the guy that has Sterling said they have MDCO shorts on Sterling. So that's a bit frustrating because we would be playing this right now. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that switch. It's still CMEG, same commission, same all that good stuff. It's literally just different platform. It's Sterling instead of DOS. But they pull from different I don't even know what to call them. I don't want to call them agents because that's not what they are. Different. I'll probably tell you the exact name for it. I was just talking about it with the guy from CMEG. So Vision are very business relationships with different platforms, so they don't pull from the same. They don't pull from the same pool, so they just call them pools, which is what I was going to call it, but I felt like that would have been a weird way to say it. But yeah, one is Vision and one is ETC. So Vision is with Sterling and ETC is what DOS pulls from. So that's the difference between the two. PM would have worked out so far. That would have been pretty nice, but it didn't really extend as far as we would like. I would still feel pretty confident here with MDCO. As long as you got that ad up top there, around 50-70. This thing looks pretty heavy. Looks like it kind of found its top for now. It'll probably come down at least to VWAP again. You would ultimately, you guys know me, looking for that previous resistance for like a final take profit, even if it's just with some leftovers. Let's see what this PCRX is doing. Some volume. Just not a big fan of these types of plays. I'd rather them be at the highs. It's just kind of my edge. be getting a little ticked off. Wonder what's my delay look like for you guys? What's my I guess you guys can compare it to your Windows clock to my clock up here. Just curious what the latency is. I put it on low latency instead of normal. I just didn't want to use ultra low because I didn't know how it would affect running like my platform scanners and all that good stuff. Just didn't want to kind of chance it. We can always try it next time. I do run ultra low like when I do my Friday night streams, but excuse me. But when actually trading, I'd rather not risk it if I don't have to. There's just nothing going, huh? This is crazy. Minus the one we can't play. ACHN. I kind of want to keep this up just in case it does get some kind of a weird boost. We can take this one down. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm just kind of searching at this point. PHAS. That's on SSR. That's a lower float anyway. Just kind of scrolling through DO. Making a bit of a move here. You know, I was wondering where my other high a day lines were. I really need to do that. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter at this point. I mean, I could do it after I'm done trading today, but I'm only going to be on this for, what, let's say Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday, and Monday. But I was looking for the previous day's highs. I was like, where are they? I would still feel pretty good about this, and there it goes. It just didn't want to, right here on this candle, it didn't want to go higher. So I would have felt pretty good about this coming. That was a beautiful drop right down to VWAP. Would probably be taking most of our position there, 50 to 75%. And we would definitely be holding a little bit, looking for this to continue down at least through 50. There it goes. There it goes right down to 50. Look at that move. Kind of dipped under for a second there. I'm pretty sure MLNT we can't trade. It's a low float anyway. Oh, MDCO. Sad face, sad face. That would have been beautiful. We would have started that with 50 shares, so it wouldn't have been anything too bad. We would have got our ad in up here. We would have just waited that out. We would have had to cut if it went high of day, especially here. I mean, look, the high was at 50.87. If it went high of day there, the odds are it was going to go through 51. So that's one of them ones where we could look to get in, like up here around 51.30 on a re-enter. So you would cut and then just look to re-enter up here as it extends itself even further. But there's really no reason to hold there. I'm not giving you more crackers. You have the ones on your chair. I'll be right back. You can have them in the wrapper, but you're not gonna. I'm not gonna open them. No, look, you already have some. No, I'm not opening a new one. I'm sorry. Thank you. He's gonna be mad at me. Whoa, well, that was a big drop there. If it was real. Excuse me. I remember Ovid from yesterday. Couldn't trade it then. Can't trade it now. Just over a minute? Dang. It's kind of a crappy delay. I've also heard some people, even on Friday nights, that their delay will be different than others. Maybe I'll try the ultra low next time. What? They're the same crackers, bud. These are the same crackers. They're the ones that you took out of the wrapper earlier. You don't need to take them all out of the wrapper. This PCRX is just really slowed down. The volume died. Didn't get that push that we were looking for anyway. Usually he's pretty good about playing all by himself. But this week has been interesting. Is that PINC? It's down on the day though, so it's probably not what we're looking for. Pretty big bounce on like no volume. Gonna just stay away from this. My green screen is not gonna last today. I have a feeling somebody might get into this trade, especially because they haven't traded anything else today, but that's not for me. MTCH kind of disappeared on us there with a higher price. That's the only reason I pulled it up. Sometimes a higher price lower intensity numbers are worth looking at. Hi. You gonna sit that right there? Where's your blankie, Linus? Yeah. This could use a little bit more volume. I knew it. GDT just got in PINC. He was exactly who I was talking about. I see he plays these a lot. I don't like the volume there, and it's just not my play. This is more of my play, but I'm just not a big fan of the volume here. See if we can get a little bit more of a push, and we might start it. We'll just start it smaller, though. Start with 75. I was going to say 50, but the range isn't that good. We'll actually start it with 100. If it wants to get up there towards 30, 50. I feel like we would need a little bit more volume here, though. I'm not a fan of PINC just because I don't like the bounces off the bottoms. Because to me, it kind of already made its move. And so now if it wants to come up, it could just continue and look to get back up to where it came from, basically. It's really no different, the same mindset of I'm looking for an overextended move to kind of come back down where it came from. So to me, that's my thought process on these. That's why I don't like trading them. That's why my personal edge is looking for ones that are already pretty heavily extended. I actually didn't catch the float on CAG. Let me pull that up real quick. What's wrong, bud? 485, so we're good there. Are you getting tired already? Yeah, of course this isn't going to give us what we wanted. We wanted that a little bit more of an extension, especially on the lower volume. MDCO is just very frustrating. We'd still be holding leftovers here looking for that 49.50 area. Blah, 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 blah. Got Nike at the open trying to be patient with the next setup. Yep, it's all about patience and discipline. It's not about trading everything that you see. You trying to eat the microphone? Say the SPY moving a little bit. I see the VIXs popping up on the scanner. What are you doing? Stop it. Looks like some guys grabbed HDS. They scooped that up. So yeah, this would have worked a little bit. It just goes to show you that these, I mean, if it's an intense move, the odds are you're going to get that reversal. But this just wasn't the intense move we were looking for, especially without the volume. All right, that's enough. I'm going to put the mic out here. Apparently it doesn't want to stay out there. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. I'm just trying to keep the mic away from it. Trying to keep the mic away from Linus. We call him Linus because he doesn't go anywhere without this thing. So if you guys know who Linus is, you'll understand. Just waiting for something to move, guys. Just waiting for something to move. Again, sometimes the market's boring. And PINC is doing exactly what I had said it might be doing. What? Now, it's not to say that, it's going to find its resistance here. I mean, and this is where a lot of people come in. They're like, we're looking for major support resistance areas. So this could obviously be a whole dollar major resistance area. Just looking for it to continue down a little bit. In a way, if I want to say something to GDT, this almost kind of looks like his old strat. You can get the gap down, and then it's popping back up, and he's looking for it to continue back down lower. And he's kind of involved the new strat, right? He's kind of doing the old strat that he used to trade, but he's incorporating it with the new strat of the intense move. So, I mean, it could work, just not my strategy edge. You're sliding down, boy. You're sliding down. You want to watch that? can't really see it on this side. If you go on the other side, it'll look better. Yeah, I called MDCO. Just frustrating. Sterling, next month we would have traded this, but oh well. You just slide. Are you sliding on purpose? Put one foot on the other side. You are doing it on purpose. Yeah, you're doing it on purpose. There's that break of 33. Hopefully it's a fake out. I'll say you might hit some stop losses here, get a little bit of a squeeze. Because I haven't traded, this does look very tempting, but this is where it matters. This is when you really realize your discipline. So even if I wanted to get in here for that 33 pop and it is a fake out and it comes back down all the way to 32, I need to realize that I'm being disciplined and it's not my edge. It's not the highest probability setup that I'm looking for, and just move on. We can keep it up and watch it, and sometimes it's almost like putting cookies in front of a fat kid like myself, and just the temptation, right? Got to stay away from the temptation. And all you really need is a 1.5-year-old to, just kind of keep your mind off of it. Give him big hugs and squeeze him tight. Give him kisses. He's like, get off me, Dad. And see, there it goes. It popped up some more. Ugh. Now, I will say, if it gets up to 34, all on this one move, we might be interested. Can I help you? Oh, thank you. He just learned how to start giving kisses, so. I had GME up. I can't play it, though. I'll get rid of CAG just because of the, ow. Because of the, ow. Cut your nails. Oh, you're saying for the scoop play? Or are you just saying that it worked on the, over the extension here? Alright, alright. Alright, come on. Let's get you down for now. Let's see. He's not happy with me. There it goes. Got the 33 break. Back under. Hopefully it can hold under 33 here and continue down. Because at this point, if it got through 33, you'd be looking for it to kind of fill this gap. And that's why I said if it got up to 34, that might be something I'm interested in. But, yeah. Just not my edge. And like I said, there's so much not happening this morning that it gets you tempted. Hopefully GDT got a nice ad there over 33. So hopefully he's in the money. Well, I mean, he was actually down here, I think, is when he got in. So hopefully he's near his average. There we go. See if we can get that 50 break. It's a big, intense move down, which isn't the greatest. Because the odds are when you get an intense move, you're going to get a reversal. So the odds are this might rubber band back up a little bit, and then it'll decide if it wants to continue. It'll probably use 50 as support here. I'd be surprised if it doesn't. Oh, he actually just said he got out for a small win, so... Yep, that was exactly where I thought his average would be, so he probably got a decent ad over 33. Probably at right over 33, because if you remember, it kind of stalled there a little bit and then popped that little bit extra. So, oh, and there it goes. It actually did get through 50. Got a feeling this might get bought up and go back through. But he was probably just like, I'm not liking this trade, so we'll just get out for a small win and be happy with it. And there it goes, getting bought up. It's kind of, I have a feeling it'll kind of try to hold support here. It's a slower trade too, so looks like MDCO It didn't quite get back down there, but it hasn't went high a day again yet. It's actually getting shoved down. So this might be the sloppy seconds. Just no volume today. I mean, even the volume on this is just completely died. Got all that volume at the bell and then just nothing. Marketing, I actually prefer DOS. I prefer the DOS platform, but the reason I'm switching to Sterling is because they seem to have more borrows available to short stocks. So if you are short biased, I would recommend going with Sterling through CMAG. But if you aren't really worried about shorting stocks and you're more of a long bias trader, then I would actually prefer DOS. I think DOS is a better platform overall. It's simple, it's quick, it's to the point, it gets everything done in a very quick, timely manner. So that's why I like DOS. It's very simplistic and it has everything you need. So with Sterling, it's really the only reason I'm switching is because of the shares that could be available on stocks just like MDCO today. Yeah, so if you just open an account, I would definitely, if you're short biased, then I would look to go with Sterling. And if you haven't actually if you are opening the account and you actually haven't done it yet, like the funds aren't in there, just go ahead and shoot them an email and they'll switch you over. So there won't be any possible charges inquired. And do your best to start on the first of the month. So that way you don't get double charged anything either. You don't want to get charged a full platform fee for using it for 1 or 2 days. Yeah, looks like a couple other people traded PINC, and I'm telling you, the reason they traded it is because there was nothing else. So to me, this was kind of a forced trade if you took it. I'd rather sit on my hands instead of getting into this looking for it to, just a VWAP extension basically. And then we get squeezed all the way up here to 34. Like that wasn't what I'm looking for. Constantine, do you want to expand on that a little bit just for anyone that might have a follow-up question? The reason I ask is because, I know of them, but I'm pretty sure you can do those in Sterling too. I think pretty much most platforms have figured out the hotkey situation with being able to use, like I know on Sterling you can't use OCO, basically a range order. I know that's like one of the bad things about Sterling, but I think that's really, as far as orders go and like hot buttons, hotkeys, all that stuff, I think that's really the biggest one. And there goes PINC, kind of, it's making the same move that we typically look for. But let's say that all this was down here somewhere and this was our play, we still wouldn't have played this because we would have been looking for an extension away from this resistance and we didn't really get it. We would have been looking for at least through 3350. So I'm really not upset with not taking this trade. Just because it worked doesn't mean you should have took it. It's all, you can't look back in hindsight. Because we'd be patting ourselves on the back if this thing just continued and went through 34 and all that good stuff. And as you can see, MDCO looks like it's trying to do sloppy seconds. The old bouncy ball effect. Looks like it's trying to get back up there, but looks like 50-50 may hold that down. And if not, then this actually looks like it could be a little bit of an ascending if it wants to get through 50-50. So then it would look to probably go high of day. Oh, there it goes. It's actually trying. I don't think we're going to get that, but yep. Yeah, Constantine's right about that. Yeah, well, I get it. So if anybody else doesn't, and we can explain it to you. But yeah, like I said, DOS is very just it was made for traders, basically. I mean, obviously every platform should be made for traders, but it was like they really, hit the simplicity of the nitty-gritty stuff. It just makes it nice and easy. This is kind of frustrating. Anybody else make any trades? I know Constantine got Nike at the Open, but I had that up. That was a little too expensive for me. Also didn't really get what we were looking for. It actually double topped, so we wouldn't have traded that anyway. We would have been looking for a little bit more there. I love B always posts this. He's got Stewie from Family Man beating up the dog, saying, "Where's my money, man?" Here, I'll show you guys. Cracks me up. Nike making a nice rejection there on sloppy seconds. If you guys are here, hit that like button. Throw that in there. Why not? Looks like MDCO is going to try to go high a day again. I got a feeling, when you see a pattern like this, if it attempts high of day here, which is what, 50.87, even if it gets rejected, the odds are this thing might pull back a little bit, but it's going to retest. This thing's looking like it wants to go higher overall. That was kind of the key. These two candles right here were the key, right? It started to break down. VWAP kind of held it up, and then we needed this one to kind of push through VWAP, and look at how that would change the whole look of the pattern. But since this one got bought up and it's starting to extend towards high of day, now it looks very bullish. So that's how quick things can change, and especially on such a slower stock. It only takes a minute or two for the whole outlook of the stock to change. What was that? PHAS again. Yeah. It's doing typical low float stuff. All these VIXs are moving. SPY is just chilling. I don't know why. Oh, never mind. I thought it was at 295. Oh, it's because I saw it when it was back here. SPY's getting crushed. Sorry, I was yelling at somebody in our room. Seeing what this does here. I'm actually interested. Nah, I should have just grabbed it up there at 52. I was hoping we'd get up there towards 60. I missed it. I wouldn't have been in big size anyway. I'm just not, I wasn't feeling it. And plus I was sitting here arguing with these guys about something stupid and it just kind of threw me off. Man, that sucks. Now I'm kind of pissed. Oh well. I'm just not a huge fan of the VIXs anyway, just because of the range on them, but it is what it is. Yeah, they trade expensive symbols. You saw it last week. It's just sometimes the expensive symbols don't really make the big intense moves that we're looking for. Now I'm gonna get annoyed just looking at it. Oh well. Oops. Whatever. Might just be one of them days where we're sitting around waiting like we did yesterday. Yeah, speaking of that, for everybody that's here, I didn't get video obviously because I wasn't recording, but MYGN popped up right off the scanner right after I uploaded my video yesterday. Just to show you guys the chart here. Just popped up. Looked very overextended. It was at its highs and got a pretty decent trade out of it. We actually did a 111 here. Just because we were close to the whole dollar there. I didn't want to miss the ad, but I didn't want to hit it with 2 here and then have to hit it again up here. Just didn't want to run into any buying power issues. But if this did want to extend up to 31, we were going to hit it one more time for a 1111 at that point. And it ended up working out really nice. It was a pretty good trade. We actually made, it's like 78 bucks on it. So our quota, or our R right now, is only 50. So it was like one and a half R, 1.5 quota, whatever you want to call it. And just because you guys know me at this point, transparency is key. Here's the trade itself, just so you guys know. I mean, I have the, I think I actually have, if you go on my Twitter, I have the, I took screenshots of the actual orders and my account numbers in there and stuff too. You guys know me. I just like to, I don't want you guys to be like, oh, you made some money yesterday and we didn't see it. I'm not that guy. Not that guy. MDCO doing kind of what we thought, testing high of day. We'll see what it wants to do when it gets there. 87. It got to 86 so far. Seems like not a rough day. Nobody's red, but nobody's like having a great day except for B. He went 3 for 3. He said he's just under his quota for the day. And that dude is just nuts. He finds all this stuff. It's crazy. Like he traded TVIX there. He loves trading TVIX. But he trades it because he's trading bigger share size. And it's a very liquid stock. The volume in this is just nuts. So the range isn't like that great, but the liquidity is just amazing. So he can get in with some big size and then get out very easily when the price gets down to where he wants. Usually the liquidity is never an issue on TVIX, where that's why I would trade the VIXI, because one, I can actually short it, but the liquidity is not that great. But for me, with my share size, it's not, at this point in time, it's not that big of a deal. This is RRD. Yeah, SPY. That was a nice move by the SPY. I saw this on the scanner over here. It was a little higher volume. I saw the volume was light, but I figured I'd pull it up just to see what it's doing. Interesting little volume kick there. Range isn't that great, but if for some reason this wants to like run the 350 real quick and give us that pop, we might be interested. PIR. It's getting a pop off the bottom with no volume, but in relative. Yeah, what is LCI at? It's coming back down finally, huh? Oh, that gap down. Doink. Interesting. Wonder what happened there. There's just nothing. This has been a frustrating morning. Not a great morning to go live, huh? Not even going to have a second video to post with a little bit of a recap. Go away, PIR. Nobody likes you. It's RRD attempting. Need to see some actual movement there. There was like no volume, and then this just kind of came out of nowhere. Is there something going on today, tomorrow, Friday? I don't like. Is there something to do with like the Fed? I mean, what? I just don't understand what like, where is the volume? There's just nothing. I mean, minus the SPY, and obviously something happened with the SPY there for a little bit. I already know I can't trade this, but they're calling out pins, Pinterest. Oh, I guess it's the other way. I didn't see it. Oh, there it is up there on the scanner. Low number though. This would essentially be like a double top, a triple top, but it's really a bottom, so triple bottom. Not my play. If I were to play this, I would just play it on paper, but I'm not really interested in playing something like this right now, especially not with any kind of a cushion. I told myself if I'm ever going to take a long trade during the day, like for real, it's going to be after I made a nice, like I have a nice profit on the day. But I don't see myself right now taking any long trades first. I can't do it. The 2 times I've done it, the 2 times I'm like, you know what, these work. I would practice them on the demo account. They would work. And literally the 2 times I did them for real, they both bit me. And I hit my max loss on both of them. They just never bounced. And they tend to do that. I almost find that when you short the intense moves, they're a lot more probable. Want to say over 80%, but the longs, I feel like they're a lot closer to 50-50, whether you're going to get that nice reversal. I mean, you're going to get a reversal of sorts at some point. Like, you're going to get the pops back in the other direction, but whether they continue or not is a different story. And it's more highly more probable. I guess you could actually say that either way. That it's going to come back down from a top than it's going to go back up from a bottom. It's just the human emotion behind it. People tend to want to sell for profit when it's up top. People do not want to buy when the stock is going down. Because in their head, they're like, why is this going down? But that's why a lot of people sell when it's going down as well, which creates a panic. And then you can buy that fear looking for the reversal. But it's a little bit more tricky. They call it catching a falling knife for a reason. So you gotta be smart about it. The opposite statistics on long and short. And yeah, sometimes that'll happen. Like this week, a lot of people in ISW, I haven't been trading as much per se because there hasn't really been much to trade on the short side. There hasn't really been anything that's been hitting my edge. But a lot of the people that have been making money in ISW, as you saw, Constantine, this past week, have been long plays, scooping up the panic and fear. But I guess because the SPY is dropping, a lot of other stuff is dropping as well. So you're getting those panic sells, just everybody getting out of their positions due to the overall market kind of falling. And so far, it actually looks like I was wrong here, but VWAP is coming up. We're still not making a lower high just yet. But we are still making higher lows is what I was getting at. You could definitely, you can actually all the way back here kind of start like a trend line. I guess it kind of would break that trend line. Let's see if we were to put this one here, kind of do that. It's kind of right there. You kind of have like a big ascending triangle here. And that's the thing, like, see what I just did? Like, you could have your trend line here. Like, everybody could have a different trend line. That's why I don't really necessarily, unless it's super obvious, I don't really like trend lines. I like support and resistance a lot better. But, hey, if it works for you, it works for you. Work. Devin's asking if anybody caught work. Whoa. It's an interesting one. Kind of a grinder down. Yeah, this thing's interesting. Where are we at? Is this all-time lows? Oh, yeah, that's why. Just things dying. I know, pretty sure somebody's in this PINS trade, so we're hoping for this thing to come back up. Hopefully we can get up there to VWAP. Not a huge range on it, so. Yeah, you guys are killing it with these subs. We're doing the 500 sub giveaway Friday night, and I'm like already almost at 600. That's like, I was gonna wait till Friday night, but I can kind of get idea. I mean, what would you guys rather me give away? Because I thought giving away a week of the ISW scanners. I mean, it's 50, like almost a $50 value, being in the chat rooms and the learning center and all that stuff. And it's worked out for the people that I've given it to. Like, they see the light per se. Constantine was our last winner from the 400 sub giveaway, and I really think he saw the benefits of it. Thomas, he was one of them, back I think at either 200 or 300, and he's one of the team members now, and he's killing it. I mean, he absolutely kills it on a daily basis. And I threw in for 2 weeks of the scanners for the 500 sub giveaway, and not one person has entered for it. Everybody's more interested in the CRCT giveaway and stuff like that. I mean, the 2 weeks of the ISW scanners is over $100 worth of value. The CRCT, if you win, right now it's currently $10, and obviously that can go up. But yeah, I mean, the scanners can really kind of show you the light and make you a lot more money than $10. I'll tell you that. And on top of that, I'm basically giving you $100 by giving you the scanners for 2 weeks. And you get the chat room. You get to talk to all the team members throughout the course of 2 weeks and stuff like that. So I honestly don't get it. But yeah, if there's something else that you guys trading related would think is a better giveaway, let me know, because I'm confused. I'm not a huge fan of just giving away money. The CRCT giveaway was more of a promotion to kind of help support / jumpstart the CRCT project, because they're still new, and it's a really good friend of mine that runs the point on that project. So, and I like the idea of giving when I can, and that's straight out of my CRCT wallet. That's not being given from any. We're actually splitting it. It's 250,000 total. 125 from me, 125 from Circuit. But yeah, I can do 1 week anytime, And that's the thing. It's like I was telling Constantine to just go throw a comment in there, because hey, if no one else wants to apply to win, then maybe we can extend his week that he had to another week and just give him 2 weeks total. Oh, it did pop up a little bit there, GDT, which is who I had thought was in here, or knew that because he had mentioned it. But I didn't know he was in it until just now, because he said he got out. Said it's too slow, which it is very slow. The volume on that is just absolute crap. I'm just hoping to get a runner here for you guys. I wanted the trade, but this is a pretty common setup that people look for, right? The ascending triangle. The only problem is the closer you get to it, the more risk, right? Because you got to risk off of down here. You could even risk off 49.50. Just out of curiosity. My son and them crackers. He's bringing me another bag. You and these crackers. Where's your bowl at? Look, the crackers are still in there. Why don't you push that bowl aside, mister? So let's say our entry right here, we'll say 50-50. Looking to get into the bottom of the triangle. So 50-50. Oops. Why is it not? I don't know why it's making me do that, but whatever. 50-50. Risk level would be down here. We'll say 49.48, because we'd want it to at least get through if it does. Max dollar loss. So if we wanted our max to be that $50, 49 shares, so 50 shares. That's what we'd be looking. So if we wanted to try to make some money looking for this thing to break out through high of day and go over 51, we'd have to risk $50, which is a point and a pretty big drop. But The thing is, ascending triangles are pretty easy because usually you can tell, like, if it fails, especially if it fails VWAP. I mean, you could probably cut it there for a lot smaller of a loss. But if you really wanted to stick it out, because this thing is it's still making higher lows. You could look for it to kind of complete. Just you'd have to maybe enable this and kind of keep doing this like most people do. It's still working. It's still working. See. Oh, I didn't even. Yeah, I meant to check my subs, see how we were doing. 590. It said 585 the last time I had clicked into my studio. You guys are crazy. 10 more till we're at 600. If you're not subscribed and you're here, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 600. That would be so cool to get there. To get to 600 before we even do the 500 sub giveaway, that'd be something to remember. Wonder how some of the other YouTubers are doing at the moment. The ones that I like to say are catering to the 90%. Oh, there we go. We got a little pop there. So now we're in the green. If we were in at 50-50. And now if we would have traded this earlier and had a nice big profit on it right here, this might be something that we take, because nothing else is happening. Ascending triangles, descending triangles, they're very powerful. To me, these are some of the best patterns that there are. Ascending, descending triangle to me are like some of the lowest risk patterns that work the most. Because if you really want to, you have a nice cut spot. I mean, if this were to fail this trend line and get under VWAP, you cut, right? And just move on. But the odds are you see these all the time. I mean, this is a clear triangle, ascending triangle, looking for this thing to go high of day and break through 51 on a nice little breakout. Sell into the breakout. Devin cracks me up. If you guys aren't in the Discord too, feel free to join in the Discord. It's Tom. I haven't looked up in that. You're in like the very top left-hand corner. Do you mind if I wait to read that? Or I can read it right now. Nothing's really going on. We're just watching this go high of day. Oh, you're talking about. The ping is bad. They're just telling you what they want you to hear. If you're here, Tom. If not, I'll have to type this to you later. That last question, Tom, that's a good one. Let me talk to you later about that one because I honestly don't know. That's something I'd have to ask Brian. Just because since you already have the scanners, I'm not sure how that would work. But just throw a comment in the giveaway, just for safety's sakes, so that it's there. And if you're here, good. If not, I'll have to tell you that in a little bit. If you're not in the Discord, you want to come in the Discord and talk. Okay, you're here, so good. There's the Discord link. Me and Devin are a hoot. A lot of times it's just me and Devin. Sometimes Kenobi jumps in there. Sometimes we'll even get into the voice chat and listening to Kenobi talk. He's British. It's awesome. He likes to give us cups of tea and stuff. Is that like, what would you even call that? Like nationalist? Like, how you'd say racist, sexist, all that stuff? Would it be nationalist? How would you, like, I don't even know. I don't know. If you know, let me know. 'Cause I'm actually kind of curious. So this ascending triangle still looks good. Nothing else to trade. Very frustrating. Our entry was at 50? So we'd be looking good here. Still be looking for this to break high day and go through 51. That'd be the plan. Probably look to, if it gets to 51, like on a quick move, and then kind of stops. We might look to like take half your position there, because if it fails 51, you might get like a nice sharp move back down, just to kind of protect yourself. Devin's just watching this WORK or work, and he's like, anyone catch the work short? And he was like, it just keeps sinking. And I was like, all-time lows. And he's like, again and again. And then I was just like, LOL. And he's like, again. Like, he's just sitting here following it, just saying again. Get rid of this pins. It's not really. This Fran, apparently. No volume, really. That was off the other scanner. TVIX and the SPY, they're doing the sloppy seconds. So even the SPY follows some rules every once in a while, right? Got down to a new low, bounced back up, and now it's doing sloppy seconds. The main reason I'm still here, guys, unless you guys, if you have any questions, let me know, is this is what we were looking for. Just kind of, our trade ideas were there today on MDCO. Just didn't trade them. SGH. It's right on the day, so most likely not going to touch it. Yeah, somebody mentioned this for the scoop here, but that's a little weird price action, not for us. But we didn't have shares on MDCO. For anyone else that's here too that follows me a little bit, we are planning to go to sterling from DAS on the 1st of the month. The reasoning behind it is the shares available. For just the backstory, for the last 3 weeks, there's somebody in the Team ISW chat that's been telling me when I say I would have loved to play that ticker, but there was no shares available. And he is also on CMEG, but just with sterling, and he's saying I had shares available. And so for the last week or so, I've been asking him personally, like, hey, did you have shares on this? And did you have shares on that? And he's always saying yes. And it's like, seriously? And like today, he had shares on MDCO, and we did not. And we wanted to play this at the bell, and we couldn't. So a little bit frustrating there. So that's why we're going to switch. We're still going to be with CMEG. Everything is the same. Just the platform's going to just look a little bit different. Hopefully it's going to look fairly similar. It's just going to have like a different style to it. It's obviously not going to be DOS. It'll be sterling. There goes SGH kind of doing its thing. It's on SSR though, so we wouldn't play that anyway. People now saying they're ready for October. I guess they're still considering this summer time trading. Here we go. Getting up to that 51 area. Hopefully somebody just took this when I told them to. Obviously I can't do that. This is for entertainment purposes only, but it would have worked out. Could have done it on paper just to kind of, do that, but not really into that. Not going to practice an ascending triangle. Doesn't really make sense to me. Either it works or it doesn't. When I do trade on paper, it's to trade the intensity strat. Like this thing's actually moving. Just curious if anybody would mention it. The volume's a little bit lighter though. There we go, 51. See if we get that reject I was talking about. So this is where, like, when it popped up to 98.99, you could have took half of your position just to be safe. The odds are, especially on something moving this slow, you're not going to just get the pop through. So you're always going to kind of get that little bit of a pullback. This is kind of where scalpers like to jump in and out when they get to these key levels. Like if you're just scalping like 10 cents or something like that. I mean, our trend line's all the way down here. I mean, we might get a pullback all the way down to that before we really get the push up through. Kind of gain that momentum a little bit. I mean, and again, you could sell half your position, and on that little bit of a drop, you could add it back. Like there's so many different things you can do. Kind of trade around your core, because remember your position was down here at 50-50. So you're in the green at this point. So even if you took half and put it back on, say at 50-90, now you're at what, 50-75 for an average. So you're still in the green, but you got your full size back after you already took some profit. This SGH is like, I want to keep going. This is how my kid usually is, by the way. He's very, very good. Although I have so far been brought 2 packs of crackers. I'm just waiting for the third. He already got one this morning. And this all started because of my mom. They both call them Nona crackers because my mom got them as a snack one time. So now they reference her when they get them. Got work finally. Entry at 2147. I'm assuming long. Let's scroll back in here. Got down to a low of 24. So you were kind of waiting for confirmation. I like that. You only made 1 R? Oh, I feel so bad for you. That's awesome, man. It's interesting. GDT said he didn't have any shares on GME either. Because we pulled it up when it was here, right at the 550 mark, but there's no shares, so it was pointless to kind of look at. Uh-oh. Be right back, guys. because your diaper's changed. Yeah, that was funny. And we're back. You and that mic. The crackers? You and these crackers. You want them? Here. That's right, you put him in his high chair, and the dogs go absolutely nuts because they think they're about to get fed. Which is usually true. Dang. There goes work. Ugh. So we're still trying here. Let's fix our trend line a little bit. Tidy, tidy, tidy up. Tidy up some more. Ha ha ha. Pun intended. I like it, Constantine. Yeah, man. I agree. Having somebody to talk to is definitely a nice thing. That's kind of one of the main reasons I did it. It allowed me to not force any kind of trades out of curiosity. Yeah, so this would have worked, right? It did what it should do, essentially. When we have an intense move, we look for the reversal, but just not my play, right? So by being here talking to you guys, I kind of held myself accountable, and we didn't take the trade. So I'm definitely not going to, in hindsight, obviously it sucks, but not going to be too upset about it. Me up some more. Here we go, trying to get up there again. This thing's gonna break 51. I mean, just look at it. It's screaming. I am an ascending triangle. I will complete my journey. And when it does, you're going to see some stop losses get hit, and it'll probably jump over 50.10 at some point. And then if it goes like straight up to almost like 52, we're going to be jealous because we can't short it. What have you guys traded today? Anything good? Let me hear some good news. I want to hear the good news. My news is very boring. No trades. Really not one thing that fit our edge. I see RRD again on no volume still. We were hoping that this one ran to 350, but it didn't. Van bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said... Little did you know you'd be listening to nursery rhymes this morning while trading stocks. Let's see what Mr. Monkey's up to this morning. I see one green trade on PHAS. That's good. It's kind of hard to tell with Thinkorswim because you don't, you can't see all of his trades. Like where up in here you can see all of the trades. So unless he switches to the other tickers, you don't know what all he's traded. I feel like PHAS was kind of the main watch for everybody in the low float world. This work is working. Look at that thing. This is definitely not the type of move you're looking for with the intensity strategy, but if you are one that likes to just play the VWAP extension, this thing definitely was getting extended. And yeah, there it is. Right back to VWAP. That is a play, believe it or not. There it is. Look at that. Pop through 51, right up there to 51.19. Called that one right on the money. Right up, bids right at 51.10. Got that pop that we were looking for. And there it goes. Stop loss is getting hit. People starting to cover, realizing she ain't coming right back down. People buying, saying this thing's going to the moon. And that's where usually you hope to get a ton of volume, which obviously we are not getting. And it goes straight up to 52. And then you hit that short button. There it goes. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, man. And women. This was a bit of a frustrating one. Now we can draw our line here to show what we were looking for. Pretty much at 51. We knew 51 would be the main spot. You can just put it there. But an ascending triangle does not get much better looking than this. But we just did not really want to, kind of force a trade today. And ascending triangles are not our edge at the moment. But in the future, if we have a cushion kind of sitting around, believe me, we're going to be throwing some shares at these because it's a higher probability setup, and you see them work all the time. Everybody sees these, so the odds are they can work. But if you're just looking at like the 9 EMA and the 20 EMA cross or whatever, not everybody uses that. Not everybody sees that. And if you're on the 1 minute, on the 2 minute, it's completely different, the EMAs. So if I had, a piece of advice, try to trade things that everybody sees. They tend to work a lot more often. Anybody have any questions? We're obviously not trading. We're just calling things that work and not doing them. Which is what a lot of YouTubers are pretty good at nowadays, right? Especially in hindsight, because the ones where I was wrong, I'm not talking about those anymore, right? And that's what they do. They just tend to say, oh, I was right on this one, and they really make you focus on that one so that you guys think they're right all the time. But don't forget about the 2 or 3 right before this that they were wrong about. Although I've been pretty good at spotting these moves. In a slower market, too, with just not a lot of volume, things tend not to follow rules, the typical patterns that you're used to without the volume. So that's another reason we're kind of just sitting this one out today. Oh, 50 popped up there. Oh, it actually did print too. 51.51. And this is why I don't give him more crackers, because he'll eat like 2 of them, and then he takes the rest out and just starts smashing them. He thinks it's funny. Look at this thing. I'm actually going to tell them in the room if this gets to 52. Do the old MDCO WW. Worth watching. Looks like somebody just got out of a JNUG trade that didn't go that hot. That wasn't too bad. Jumping on the bed. That would have been nice right there. That would have been a 1-to-1 there, right? 50-50. We were risking 49.50. We got to 51.50. So if you were still holding full size, looking for your 1-to-1, which is what a triangle should give you. A triangle is you're looking for 1-to-1. The odds are that's usually all you'll get unless you want to really hold and look for more. This RRD is just weird. Like no volume. Yes, I should have. We're doing the Team ISW thing. Somebody posted a chart. Somewhat didn't really ask for advice, but we always give it to them anyway. But we're always hindsight traders, eh? But nah, not really. We go off of the chart itself. We don't ever hindsight analysis. Is that a thing? I guess that's a thing. Anybody in here have any questions? Feel free. Say hi. Say something. Interact with me. Engage with me. I just want to talk to you guys. I feel like I'm talking to myself, or I feel like I'm talking to my kid, and he's just looking at me like, well, who are you talking to? This little orange fluffy thing? He's going to like go into his room one day and just start talking to his little bear. It's actually a panda. Or actually, he's got a panda and a cow. He favors the cow. His name's Butter. Dun, dun. I'm going to actually try it. Oh, I can't switch it now because I'm already live. I was going to try switching it to the ultra low latency, see if it helped the lag issue at all. I was telling my wife I still don't really feel well. And she was like, you should come to bed early. And I was like, I did come to bed early last night at 10 o'clock. I'm usually not in bed until like 11:30. All right, I'm not going to sing. I might have a good voice for like this, but I do not have a good singing voice. Everybody reminds me of that all the time. I'm just curious, are most of you that are here, are you basically like me where we're just kind of hanging out, right? You don't need to talk. I almost feel the obligation to talk just because I don't want to just necessarily sit here and do absolutely nothing. But I honestly like that vibe. I'm just curious to if that's kind of what's going on. Because that's really what this is all about. Just kind of chilling, relaxing, trying to make some money. It's not about flashy this and that and trying to put on a performance. I don't really understand that. I am watching RRD here in the corner of my eye, but we would need some kind of a crazy move here. Dang. SPY is rolling. Hey, we can actually short the SPY. Oh, we've always been able to short the SPY. I keep thinking of the TVIX. Should we short one share of the SPY just for... I've been telling myself that eventually I want to play the SPY just to say that I've played it. And it would be on, obviously, a normal move that I would normally play. But I'm not going to do that today. But can you imagine eventually having an account where you can just play something like the SPY normally, or like Facebook or any of them stocks? Because I'm assuming that they're all kind of doing the same thing, right? Because they all kind of move off of it. Facebook, Tesla, they're all kind of moving based off the SPY. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured, SA and Tom. And I agree. It's kind of why I like it. But that's also why I like you guys to kind of say something every once in a while. So I feel like you guys are there. So I'm not just kind of talking into a mic. On like Tuesdays and Thursdays are days where I'm not live in general. That's kind of how I feel because I'm trying to do the live trades to post later for my journal or YouTube, whatever you want to call it. And I tend to sometimes I'm like, well, who am I talking to? It's like, well, I am essentially talking to myself. So that in the future, when I watch these back, I know what I was thinking. So yeah, there goes MDCO trying to extend and just following that trend line like a beauty. Just keep extending this thing. Definitely a grinder up at this point. If this would have went straight up to 52, like right here, that's a play, short play there. But if it's just going to grind like this, it's definitely not a play. Now the SPY, on the other hand, that 50 break, 296.50, that was probably a play. Looking for it to come back down here, pretty much right where it is, at previous resistance. Oops. So right there, that would have been a nice little scalp play. Yeah, Tom, there you go. Now you have reference to what it should look like. Man, this thing is just going. Love it. And now this is like shorts that we're assuming this might just be like a fake out. This is definitely shorts that are probably getting a little, they're getting scared out basically. So once you get to this point where it grinds higher, you start to get a little bit of a squeeze just from all the shorts that are like, well, shit, this ain't coming down. Yeah, there hasn't really been any stocks where the level 2 move like this today. Like I can probably put TVIX up too. It's probably moving like that as well. And it has nothing to do with RAM in your computer. I'll tell you that. You had mentioned that yesterday. I knew they were kind of shooting the shit there because I only have 16 megs, and I think you said you had 32. And I'm running DOS. I'm running the scanners. I'm running YouTube. I'm running a live stream on YouTube for the kid. I'm running Discord. I'm running Google Chrome that has like 10 tabs open, and it all works fine. So I think your broker's lying to you. I don't want to call him out on stream. You know, you guys know me at this point. You can feel free to mention it in chat if you want. X. Well, that's an interesting one. On some volume, too. What's the daily look like on this? Kind of in a gap fill here. The 12, 12. Not really any key areas to the left where it's currently at. Because I was thinking this is a pretty nice extension if we got through 1150, but I don't know if I would like it through 1150. If it extends up from 1150, like up into 1170 areas, that might be something we're interested in. As you can see, this was off the scanner, but somebody mentioned it over in the chat because it's not really screaming per se, but this is definitely something we'd be interested in if it wants to continue through 50 and make a nice quick move up. Just really waiting for one to yell at us, but we're not really getting that. It's a bigger float too. 169 million. Here we go. Trying to test 50. This is what always happens when I'm about to possibly trade. Are you flying? Are you flying? Where's your blankie? Where's your blankie? Is it in there? Yeah? Where at? Where is it? I know, I don't see it. Where'd you put it? Did you put it over here? Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's in the shopping cart. You found it. Yay. Good job. Oh, I was hoping we came back to a 50 break. Boo, 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 boo. Were you just thirsty? Looks like we're going to get the 50 reject. Definitely has volume, but it's just looking at the daily there. It's definitely not something. You still have some in there. Definitely not something I'd be interested in. It never really made like a really quick move. It just kind of extended itself. What would have made this perfect is if it went through 50 and squeezed up there towards like 60, 65, 70. Alright, I was answering somebody in the Discord. And it's not looking like we're gonna get it. Still might. This might be like a little bit of a pullback. We would want it to hold up in this area, so over 40. We wouldn't really want, because I mean, this would be the kind of the key line right here. 1135. If it were to get under 1135, we would completely lose interest. But we would love for it to even stay higher than that, right? Because we always look for those previous resistance areas, and this one doesn't really have one. That's the problem with grinders. I mean, I don't know why I keep double clicking. The next one is like right here. You can see it hit here, and then finally went through, and then it used it as support. Well, not much of an extension. So the end goal would ultimately be down here under 11, but I don't think we would get that. But right now we would need this area to hold and push, like really push on some volume. That's the other thing too. There is a ton of volume here, which is interesting. SPY looks like it's about to climb higher. Nice little pull back and then climb. What's up, son? You traded the SPY? I was literally just talking about how I want to trade it. Did you trade options or did you just straight up trade it? How I want to just throw like one share at it just to say I traded it. It would have worked there. How much would I have made? 61. I could have made like 50 cents. That would have been sweet. All right, we're coming down to that key area here on X. Not too fond of it. Starting to think about dumplings. For anybody that doesn't know me. Oh, yeah, the E-mini. Yeah, not a huge fan of that. Yeah, options are crazy. Like if you think the SPY's moving fast, go look at the options chain. I don't know. I don't think I have. Please be advised that lamp smat route is it? Well, yeah, I knew that because it let me trade yesterday. Yeah, I'll say I don't have it on here. But that thing is nuts. I mean, you can be down a point in like a second, and it's not even on like a huge move. The market makers and options are nuts. I don't know how people like scalp options. It's crazy. It's like way too intense for me. What's illiquid about 23 million shares before lunchtime? I'm definitely not gonna get into an options argument today. I'm just gonna state that I don't like options and just leave it at that. I've never traded them, but I don't ever plan on trading them either. Not anytime. Probably never, but I was gonna say not anytime in the near future. To me, people that trade options are looking to, no offense to anybody who trades options, but you're looking to make your money too quickly. You're looking for the old get rich quick thing, and you shouldn't be. Figure it out. Trade legitimate. No, I'm not gonna say legitimate. That doesn't make sense. Take your time. Just take your time. This should be a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah, but that's just the SPY, and all it takes is a tweet, right? Tell me I'm wrong. All it takes is a tweet, and your dollar calls are now at 35 cents. So it can happen. It can happen just as fast the other way. That's the problem. Not saying it's a liquid, but I'm just saying it's dangerous because you can get highly involved as far as the affordability of options. Yeah, most people will use them as YOLOs, but I'm also not anywhere near the point where I would be using them to hedge a position or something. I'm not like Guy Gentile, who was 1 million shares deep in LCI, looking to hedge that type of trade. Well, that's what I'm saying. You could be in some. I mean, how many times have you seen a run like this on the SPY, and then in recent history, Trump will send out a tweet and boom, like you're effed, you're fucked. That's just how it is. Kind of sad we didn't get that push through 1150. If we would have got up towards over through 1160, I was going to take a position here. I like the extension. MDCO just grinding away. Hey Tom, what you're not playing Rocket League anymore, are you? It was funny. I went back and watched a couple of your videos the other day just because I miss your voice. That was intended to be creepy. Hopefully it was. I don't know if he's in the stream, but I was talking to somebody on Discord, and he was talking about Shirt Trader and like if he should stay with them. And there's that 11:35 break there on the X. And I was telling him until the free commissions run out, I would definitely stay with him. But I would also be weary because they're doing the whole like they're waiving the wire transfer fees as well if you want to withdraw. So I would assume they're probably gonna just. I don't know if they alert you when they're doing it. That would be kind of silly. I feel on their end. I feel like they're going to have to just kind of do it without an actual date because they might get an influx of people like, okay, now I know when you're doing it, I'm going to withdraw now kind of thing. But I was telling them, I was like, you're paying an extra $2. That was probably interesting. He's fine. He was carrying the dog bowl around, and he slipped on the water that came out of it. Or well, I mean, there wasn't. It was empty, but I guess there was still a little bit that dripped out. I'm gonna go lay him down here in a second. Just letting him finish this pouch to calm him down. Yeah, you're okay. But no, real quick, what I was saying about Shirt Trader is I was like, you're willingly paying $2 more every time you hit the button. You're paying $4.95 there at Shirt Trader. Where with somewhere like CMEG, it's like you might not have to trust them per se, but it's $2. It's $2 if you even just 100 tickets a month, which is relatively nothing. That's $200. So I don't know. I don't understand people that would want it. I don't understand why people are with Shirt Trader, just knowing that they can be paying that much less. But I'll be right back. Alrighty. Crap, where's this monitor? Yeah, I figured that might have lost some people. I'm most likely just going to get out of here, make my dumplings, eat some lunch. Might even try to take a nap myself because I'm not feeling that well. Nothing's really going. I'm just going to turn the volume on to my speakers and hopefully hear something pop on the scanners. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate the support. Sorry that, today was just boring. I would assume everybody can kind of see that. Maybe next time I'll start juggling for you or, just do some more entertaining things. Like I said, I won't do. So I'm not actually going to do that. Although I can juggle. Maybe I'll juggle some crackers. Sorry about the kid. That's just kind of what comes with the territory if I'm going to try to do this. And, don't forget it's hump day. I guess I can do my little bit of scanner ordeal real quick. If you guys are interested in these scanners, to me, they make me more disciplined. Knowing that I have something to watch for to give me the best probable setups, it keeps me from making boredom, FOMO, whatever kind of trade you want to call them. And that's that. There's a link down in the description below, up to 30% off lifetime on these guys. And that's all I got for you guys. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Stay safe. And yeah, that's all I got. Peace. Just trying to make it long enough for YouTube not to end it too early because you said there was a delay. So I just want my peace sign to make it into the video at the end, especially without the outro. Just trying to make it